Hey, tax season is upon us. The government is shut down. Were you wondering if you're going to get a tax refund or not? We're going to talk about it on the other side. Hello, everybody. I'm Kamari Ellis. I'm an investment and tax advisor, and my YouTube channel is all about wealth, taxes, investment, small business, real estate, anything about generating wealth, generating money. We talk about it here on this channel. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the little bell below. So, if you haven't been following or been under a rock somewhere, the federal government has been shut down since December 21st. Today is December 29th when I'm recording this, so we've been shut down approximately about 8 days. This whole shutdown is a result of President Trump's big push for this border wall, supposedly to stymie or shut down or slow down bad immigration. And many of those in Congress have a dispute over this wall and the $5 billion that President Trump wants to spend on this wall. Really interesting, crazy dynamic. In my opinion, it's a real non-issue that they're fighting over. In my opinion, the way President Trump describes immigration is not a bigger problem as it is for everyday American people, especially the almost 700,000 people that are being affected by this government layoff. So I'm going to read from a list right now of all the things that are kind of being shut down, because there's so many things that I can't keep them on the top of my head. So the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, is shut down. All right. 380,000 federal employees have been furloughed so far. 420,000 federal employees are working without pay. People like the TSA, screeners, and Border Patrol. All right. The IRS is closed. So that brings us to the gist of this whole video. Okay. And Social Security is running about half speed. Now, don't worry. If you or a loved one is getting Social Security, they will still get their checks. That portion of government is still funded. So don't worry. But the IRS still has partial funding, but there are certain things, they're only funded for certain things, certain key official things. All right. So I'm going to read from this article, this Forbes article. Kelly Phillips is a contributing writer for Forbes magazine. Actually, I believe she's right out of Philly, where I am too. Never met her, but she writes wonderful articles about tax, everything tax. I will put a link in the article below as well. But Kelly reports, one, that the IRS had a contingency plan if the shutdown lasted more than 5 days. Well, guess what? We have passed the 5-day service, right? And so the IRS has funding for certain things. Okay, so Kelly reports this in her article in Forbes. During a shutdown, agencies are allowed to perform activities that are supported by the funding that doesn't expire at the end of the fiscal year, as well as other activities that are either expressly permitted under the law or deemed necessary. Sometimes those activities cross over. For example, Social Security payments are funded outside of an annual appropriation, so those employees will continue to work, as well as those IRS employees who support them, even though IRS funding is typically not outside of annual appropriations. The law also allows for activities necessary to safeguard human life or protect government property. You might not think of your tax return as a matter of life or death, but the government begs to differ. All right. So I'm going to read a partial list of functions that directly impact taxpayers and would typically be put on hold during a government shutdown. All right. No tax refunds issued. No processing of non-disaster relief transcripts. No processing of forms 1040X in the minute returns. No non-automated collections. No audit or examinations. Some exemptions apply, right, for the bad guys. No legal counsel. No call center during non-filing season. So we're already experiencing this now. Many of the folks who prepare taxes, like myself, are having a hard time getting through to the IRS. They do have partial support, but for the most part, the IRS is shut down. So what led me to do this is that other day, I did a video on Instagram and Facebook stating that if you are waiting for your tax refund there's a possibility, a strong possibility, that it will be delayed. Who knows how long this skirmish in Washington is going to go on between Donald Trump and the Democrats? I don't know. Only the crystal ball and the tea leaves understand that. But a lot of people, I know this for a fact, a lot of people budget or expect to get their tax refund. They plan things around it. Vacations, shopping, clothing, all types of things. They plan around getting their tax refund. So if you are planning on using your tax refund to help you live everyday life, you might want to rethink that. You might want to rebudget. You might want to not expect it at all. So again, due to this government shutdown, tax refunds will probably be delayed. So here's another caveat, something for you to think about. Even though the IRS has funding to keep many of the essential things running, one of them being the new tax law changes, the Tax Jobs and Creation Act, will still be put forth. But here's the thing. I don't think any of those things will be in place by the time the end of January comes, or at least they'll be delayed. And there could be some hiccups in the process. So again, between the tax law changes and the government shutdown, I believe that tax refunds will be delayed. Who knows when, but they'll be delayed. So again, if you rely on your tax refund, revisit your budget, plan around that. Don't expect it, basically. I don't know for how long, but just keep that in mind. All right? But listen, I'm also doing this video because the person who's really pushing this and spearheading this, the president, is in place because citizens of the United States voted for him. So for many of you who say voting doesn't matter, this shows you how voting matters. So if you have any questions about IRS tax law, drop them in the comments below. Hopefully this shutdown won't last long, but all we can do is wait and see. All right, Kamari Ellis out. I'll see you all soon. Have a productive and profitable day.